What's up? What's up, everyone? Due to the fact that Florida has janky internet, I'm gonna have to do this off the phone. We'll see how this is gonna go. We're gonna give a few minutes people to get in here so we can talk about something I've been seeing in the Manosphere. You know, it's funny on the internet, social media. People can people have a tendency to create a a picture or a life that may not line up with their real life. Okay, YouTube is no different, and what we're starting to see, um, especially in the manosphere space, and particularly in a lot of the chat boxes, you got a lot of guys running around claiming stuff that it ain't how it really go. You know, it ain't really how they out here living in the real world. You know, particularly you got guys running around uh, claiming passport bros with no passports. You know, claiming that they've been to countries that they haven't been to, and it's not hard to tell, you know, by some of the stuff they say. If you have been some of these places, you know that that ain't it, buddy. That ain't it, homie. You know, it's funny, you know, because I guess the reason for that is that the internet, social media, more so the internet, allows you to have a degree of anonymity, and you know, you got guys taking advantage of it. You know, but again, you let a fool talk long enough, or you let him talk long enough, you you know what the real deal is. Same way a lot of these hammerheads out here, you know, they talk about a lot of stuff that you know, when it really gets down to it, they don't know what they're talking about, or they ain't about that life, and you know, it looks silly. But we're not talking about the hammerheads. We're gonna talk about some of these guys out here, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we're gonna let this chat room fill out, and we're gonna get into it. So, about to light this Camacho, talk about some things while I'm puffing on this Camacho. It's a good everyday smoke. You know, I like it. You know, and that last name Camacho, that's a significant last name for me. So, you know, that's how that's how I get out. So, anyway, you know, really, it was actually two other content creators that really kind of, actually, there's a multitude of content creators, probably about 4 or 5 that really got me to thinking about it and really called my attention to it. Um, one of which was Thai City, the other was G Laurie, and kind of they kind of put it out there and called my attention to it that some of these dudes are capping. You know, they ain't about that life like they say it is, like they say they are. Um, you know, guys talking about, like I said, with the going back to the passport thing, you got guys talking about traveling to countries, but then, you know, you see them somewhere else, and, you know, you put it together, these guys don't have passports. You know, according to U.S. stats, only something like 600,000 Black American men have passports. So that's not a big number to begin with, But you know, if you were to believe YouTube, you would believe you were to believe some of these guys in Manosphere. They all got passports. They all make six figures. They all SYSBM. They all do all of this stuff, and that ain't what it is, you know. You know, I guess it's really like hanging out at the barbershop or the local tavern where guys be, bullshitting and telling lies. you know, so, I guess that's what I guess that's their entertainment, and YouTube is no different. You know. Well, the thing about that too is these females, they know who travel and who don't, because they got way more passports. They getting out here going to these countries, and which is really a subject for another video. They see what happens in some of these countries, and they contribute to a certain amount of things that happen in these countries. They get on the guys that do travel, and they say they're over there messing with dirty feet women and stuff like that. But if you actually go to these places, you see a lot of women walking around holding hands with the local guys, the renter jocks and the sanky pankies. So, they and when they see you, they when you see them, they see you. You see what they're doing over there. All them Stellas walking around. All them Stellas walking around, they late 40s and 50s and 60s. They walking around with some 27-year-old Sanky Panky, a renter jock, renter dread or something. You know what time it is. But a lot of these guys, going back to the pseudo passport guys, they'll talk about all this stuff, but none of them really mention that they see just as many, if they see more women from the U.S. over in them countries walking around with the renter dreads and the sanky pankies, because if they did and they saw that, that would be a number one topic of discussion. And it's, quite frankly, it's not. You see the guys that really do go to these places, they'll bring it up, but majority of these guys don't. Majority of these guys want to go to these places, and hey, I get it. A lot of people want to travel. Most people want to travel. They most people want to go somewhere, maybe not that far from home, but most people want to go somewhere, some point in their lives. So I don't fault them for that, My thing is, don't speak like an authority on something you don't know nothing about. That's the same with a lot of these SYSBM guys. These so-called SYSBM guys, they got a whole lot to say. Oh, I date this kind of woman. I date this kind of woman. But see them in their real lives. They walking around with a big body Keisha. You see them out at clubs and stuff. They hanging around with a gaggle of guys. And, they looking over at the gaggle of women, but they don't talk to them. So it is what it is. We got people in the chat room sound off about it, because it's definitely a funny topic to me. You know, it's definitely a funny topic to me because it's like you ain't got a lot to kick it. you know, I mean, if the internet offers a certain amount of anonymity, then you ain't got to lie about having a passport or traveling. It ain't that serious. But I think that comes from a lot of these guys want a sense of belonging, which, okay, I get it. And a lot of guys want to seem more important than they may feel that they are. They want to seem more important to other people. I don't know if travel makes you important, outside of a forum that talks about traveling. But, you know, it for you to just sit by and listen to other people talk about traveling, I mean, that's cool too. You ain't got to add 2 cents into it when you don't know what you're talking about. They say, you know, there's a saying, I guess, better to be thought a fool than to open one's mouth for it to be known for certain. I guess that's how that saying goes. I'm not sure, but you know, that's what tends to happen. Like I said, the same for a lot of these SYSBM guys. They, these pseudo SYSBM guys. They, talk about how these different women are better. And the thing is, all women have their brand of fuckery. They all have their strengths. They all have their weaknesses. And depending on what's going on in that environment that you meet them in, that's going to influence how they behave and interact. And when you hear some of these guys say stuff, it's like, you don't know what you're talking about. Flame is down on me, I guess because I got this fan going. I'll be back. I gotta go spark this cigar. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. Ain't that better? It's better. Ain't that better? Like Patrice O'Neal's girlfriend used to tell him when she was making him a salad. This ain't a salad, so I'm pretty sure some of y'all gonna be talking crazy, but oh well, it is what it is. Anyway, you know, thing is, like I said, I guess you have guys that, they want to be a part of they want to participate and they want that participation award. So this is where you get, guys making all sorts of outlandish claims and stuff. And I mean, really, when you talk about these tags and labels, I mean, that stuff really is really just YouTube. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, does it have a lot to do with real life? I don't know. I can't call that. I could just ask the question. I don't think it does, but hey, you know, like I said, I don't think it does, but hey, you know, so anyway, it looked like ain't a whole lot happening, so I'll probably end this stream here. I might jump back on again, if I feel like it. It depends, either that. I'm gonna finish up this cigar and probably go to bed. All right, y'all be easy. I'll talk to you later. It's Mr. Royce Media, and I'm out.